Good evening, everyone. My name is Angeline Duong. Today, I am thrilled to speak with you about a topic that not only promises to enhance our health, but also enrich our cultural understanding, Mediterranean diet. This dietary pattern, popularized by Ansel Keys in the 1960s, is renowned for its numerous health benefits and its deep cultural roots in the Mediterranean region. The Mediterranean diet, often abbreviated as the Med diet, reflects the traditional eating habits of people living in countries bordering the Mediterranean Sea, including Greece, Italy, and Spain. Recognized by UNESCO as an intangible cultural heritage, the Mediterranean diet is more than just a way of eating. It represents a holistic lifestyle that emphasizes sustainability and responsible interaction with the environment. Descriptions of the traditional Mediterranean diet highlight food patterns typical of Crete, much of Greece, and southern Italy in the early 1960s. Although variations exist across the Mediterranean region, certain constants define this diet. From what we can see here, figure 1, the Mediterranean diet pyramid by Gouache, Freire, and Willet, it provides a visual description of the Mediterranean diet, especially high intake of plant foods. The Mediterranean diet is abundant in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, legumes, nuts, and seeds. These foods are typically fresh, minimally processed, and locally grown. Olive oil as a principal fat. Olive oil, particularly virgin and extra virgin varieties, is a cornerstone of the Mediterranean diet and is used generously in cooking and dressings. We have moderate dairy consumption. Dairy products, primarily cheese and yogurt, are consumed in moderate amounts. Low to moderate intake of fish and poultry. These are preferred over red meat, which is consumed sparingly. Moderation in alcohol, like wine, especially red wine, is consumed in moderation, typically with meals. With minimal sweets, desserts are often fresh fruit. But sweets containing sugars or honey are only enjoyed occasionally. This diet is unique due to its emphasis on healthy fats from olive oil and nuts, as well as its moderate consumption of wine, which differentiates it from other plant-based diets. Now, there are health benefits of the Mediterranean diet. And the health benefits of the Mediterranean diet are well documented and impressive. Initial evidence emerged from the 7-country study led by Ansel Keys, which found low rates of cardiovascular disease in the Mediterranean populations. Despite their relatively high-fat diets, this observation led to further research and numerous studies confirming the Mediterranean diet's positive impact on health. Studies conducted by Gouache, Freire, 1, cardiovascular health. Observational studies and randomized controlled trials have shown the adherence to the Mediterranean diet and is associated with lower incidence of cardiovascular diseases. For instance, the landmark pre-med study, a large-scale randomized controlled trial, demonstrated that a Mediterranean diet supplemented with extra virgin olive oil or nuts significantly reduce the risk of major cardiovascular events. 2, diabetes and metabolic syndrome. The Mediterranean diet has been shown to reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes and metabolic syndrome. The study found, the pre-med study I mentioned earlier by Rachat Freire, and in the year 2021, has shown that participants following the Mediterranean diet had a 30% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those on a low-fat diet. Furthermore, this diet has been linked to improvements in glycemic control and insulin sensitivity. 3, we have weight management. Contrary to the misconception that Its higher fat content might lead to weight gain. The Mediterranean diet is associated with better weight management. Studies have found that individuals adhering to the Mediterranean diet experience modest weight loss and reduced waist circumference, likely due to its emphasis on whole, nutrient-dense foods and healthy fats. Next, we have cognitive health. There is also growing evidence that the Mediterranean diet may protect against cognitive decline and neurodegenerative diseases. The combination of healthy fats, antioxidants from fruits and vegetables, and anti-inflammatory properties appears to support brain health and reduce the risk of conditions such as Alzheimer's disease. But most importantly, cancer prevention. While more research is needed, some studies suggest that the Mediterranean diet may reduce the risk of certain cancers, particularly those related to the digestive tract. The high intake of fiber, antioxidants, and healthy fats likely contribute to these protective effects. Many observational studies have evaluated the associations between adherence to the Mediterranean diet and various cancer outcomes, including overall cancer incidence, subtypes, mortality, and reoccurrence risk in cancer survivors. A comprehensive meta-analysis, which included 117 studies and a total population of 3,202,496 participants, found that higher adherence to the Mediterranean diet was inversely associated with several types of cancer. As we can see in this figure 2 here, by the wash, by Gauche-Frey in 2021. The highest adherence to the Mediterranean diet was inversely associated with overall cancer mortality and all-cause mortality among cancer survivors. However, there was no evidence of an association with overall prostate cancer. Another meta-analysis focusing on postmenopausal breast cancer and classified by estrogen progesterone receptor subtypes found a statistically significant inverse association between Mediterranean diet adherence and the risk of ER-negative breast cancer. The hazard ratio for high versus low adherence was 0.60. No significant associations were found for ER-positive or total breast cancer risk. These findings support an inverse relationship between Mediterranean diet adherence and estrogen receptor negative breast cancer. And as a woman myself, I really do care about mortality, my diet, and recent research has shown that adherence to the Mediterranean diet significantly reduces the risk of all-cause mortality, particularly among women. A large-scale cohort study involving 25,315 initially healthy U.S. women followed for 25 years found a 23% relative risk reduction in all-cause mortality associated with higher Mediterranean diet adherence. And that explains its figure 3 by Ahmad Morathi M.V. Lee in 2024. The risk reduction was particularly attributed to several mediating factors, including small molecule metabolites like homocysteine and alanine, inflammatory biomarkers, triglyceride-rich lipoproteins, insulin resistance, and body mass index, or BMI. The key findings that we have learned are when adjusting for various risk factors, it was observed that inflammation and small molecule metabolites explain the largest contributions to the reduced mortality risk, 14.8% and 13.0% respectively. Other factors such as BMI and insulin resistance contributed similarly, while traditional cholesterol measures had much smaller effects. In total, the study found a 21.3% total mediation effect when all risk factors and biomarkers were combined in the regression model. Comparative risk reduction. This finding is consistent with previous studies indicating that higher adherence to the Mediterranean diet is linked to reduced cardiovascular disease mortality, with reductions reported at 16% to 21% in other cohorts. The Mediterranean diet's association with lower all-cause mortality is not only significant for cardiovascular outcomes, but also appears stronger in relation to cancer mortality. For instance, the UK Biobank study echoed these findings, demonstrating a more pronounced effect of the Mediterranean diet on cancer mortality compared to cardiovascular disease mortality. Prior studies have also highlighted that adherence to the Mediterranean diet leads to beneficial effects on various cardiometabolic and inflammatory biomarkers, thus indicating this dietary pattern may improve overall health and longevity. To allow myself and present my credibility, I could say that in my experience, I have tried many different diets in my life to focus on my overall health. And in my personal experience, I can recollect and count that I've tried being vegan and keto, all kinds of diets you hear pop up all the time. And the best that has made me feel the best is the Mediterranean diet. And I could feel more awake, more alert, have more energy. When I eat processed foods with lots of sugar, I tend to feel a lot more sluggish and a lot more sick. Versus when I consume foods based off the Mediterranean diet, I feel a lot lighter in a sense, and it has contributed to my overall health. It helped me lose a couple of pounds, and it's something I could easily enjoy, and it's much more sustainable as a lifestyle versus these other diets. But in conclusion, adhering to the Mediterranean diet is linked to a 23% lower relative risk of all-cause mortality among women, influenced by various metabolic and inflammatory pathways. And despite the significant findings, much of the potential benefits remain unexplained, emphasizing the need for future research to explore additional mediating factors. The Mediterranean diet is much more than a temporary eating plan. It's a lifelong approach, like I said before, and its benefits extend beyond individual health to encompass environmental sustainability and cultural heritage. Like when we take care of ourselves and we're healthy, we allow others and people in our life to be influenced and have a healthier lifestyle. And the Mediterranean diet is much more than a temporary fix. And by adopting the principles of the Mediterranean diet, we can enjoy delicious, nutritious meals while promoting a healthier, more sustainable future. Thank you for your attention. I Hope this information inspires you to explore and embrace the Mediterranean diet as a pathway to better health and a richer life. Thank you so much.